Someone DM'd me saying their server is in war and his base has been burned down twice. Then this same person has the audacity to say, if it happens again, I quit. Then maybe you should just quit, bro. Okay, no, but for real. This guy, let's call him Bernard, he actually wrote a whole story of his server here. He wants me to help him come up with a base that won't get burned down, but also doesn't feel like a brick prison. So that's going to be a challenge, but I already have an idea. I feel quite motivated to help him though, because his friends have all moved on to university chat, and this server is the only place they have left to hang out. We can make a house that doesn't burn, but we can't make a house that is TNT proof. It could be TNT proof, but then it would not meet Bernard's criteria. You know what they say? Out of sight, out of mind. Which is why this space will be partially hidden underground. Or rather, it's going to be fully underground and partially hidden. First line of defense, choosing a boring birch forest that nobody flies over or goes to. Digging a hole underground, under the trees. In this case, leave the trees floating. Only in this case and only for now. The second line of defense is choosing materials that are mostly inflammable. I hope Bernard likes blue because this is the color I'm going for. Warp wood, concrete, and stone bricks, and sand and copper. It's fresh, it's positive, and most importantly, it's not giving prison, alright? There's actually a third line of defense, but I'll show it at the end. Bernard isn't very good with redstone, which is good because I'm not either. We're just going to sort of rely on psychology and illusion here. So, base underground, 2 floors with his crops and everything hidden in there, but with skylights. You know, it's covered with leaves and stuff. There's a little arch of dirt, plants, trees. If you were just walking by, you would not notice anything, as I've either raised the ground around it or planted more trees. So, you know, why would you ever go there specifically, right? Alright guys, let's skip over to the finished product. And we're here. This is the entrance to the house, you guys. We enter through a big staircase and this is the center of the house. This garden is where Bernard can keep his crops. Not the most animal rights friendly way to keep your chicken, but better than getting arsoned, I guess. This house has 2 floors. On the second floor, we have a secluded bedroom with a water feature. I put a bunch of water streams like this all around the house, in the ground, in the walls, just in case someone wanted to explode it. It will at least make it a little bit more difficult to destroy everything if it's covered in water. So, over here we've got this little workroom. I think all the blues and yellows are making it feel less gloomy, along with all the foliage and decorations. It's kind of mysterious, kind of like, kind of wild. Anyways, chat. Okay, listen. This is a fake storage area. If someone were to find your base and wanted to loot it, all they'd get is Bernard's useless trash. And this house has a third line of defense, and it's right there. Yeah, behind the sheep. Let's go see. If we squeeze through here, we find hidden doors. What appears to be just a random mine is actually where his real storage is. Alright, it's mostly arson proof. It's got copper chests, and it's hidden a bunch of blocks below the house. If it ever got blown up, this place should be safe. So it's kind of like a bunker. But I hope it doesn't feel like a bunker. Anyways, overall, I used a lot of blocks that might be harder to get in survival, but Bernard's server is quite old and they already have access to pretty much every block they want. And I really wanted to add as much skylight as possible without exposing the base to literally everyone. But obviously, someone will be able to find it. Even though Bernard isn't actively participating in this SMP's war, they probably, won't look for him, but it's possible someone could discover the space, okay? We're just keeping the possibility to the minimum, alright? I hope you like it. Good luck building, Bernard, and tell me if you want your base renovated too. Bye!